Welcome to Creativity with Kim, where everyone is welcome and creativity is for everyone. Today we're going to be making some more holiday gift tags, and the full supply list is in the description box. I'm using my new thin cuts. I just got the Buildable Tags thin cuts, and there's even a pocket, and you can create little windows and all sorts of things. They're also much bigger than the Tags and Tabs thin cuts. The Tags and Tabs thin cuts are in the Cyber Monday sale, which goes until tonight at just before midnight. So if you want that, make sure you go check it out. But these ones are really fun to play with. So we're going to create 3 different tags. And I am going to teach you some techniques that I learned from Katie Taylor on her tags, farmhouse tags YouTube video. So that is the Tags and Tabs there. And we're going to use some of the stamp sets that are in the Cyber Monday sale as well. So this is the White Pines Cardmaking Workshop stamp set. And we're going to use that tree and the Oh Christmas Tree saying. And I'm going to create a window with that. So it's going to be lots of fun. It's turned out really cute. And then the White Pines Scrapbooking Workshop. Now I didn't end up using this one in it, but it was one of the ones in the sale. And then I used the Miracle of Christmas Holiday stamp set. And I'm thinking of those cute little critters would be really cute. And I also ended up using the Jubilee Crew as well for one of the tags. Because I grabbed out stuff and I thought it would look really cute. So to start with, we're going to get out a paper trimmer. And we're going to create a shiplap look. So this is the technique that I learned on the other video. And so I'm using the curved tag and I'm cutting that at 3/4 of an inch. So I was planning to do all of the slats at 3/4 of an inch, but I messed up and I cut one at 1/2 inch. So then I decided to alternate the 3/4 and 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, and so on. So I'm cutting those all up and it worked perfectly. To cut them like that. I had to move them around, so I'm kind of building it up over there. And I am going to move my paper trimmer out of the way and grab my Pebble ink pad. And I'm just inking the top of that bottom one. And it'll be the same thing for the top one. I'll just do the bottom of it. But all the other ones I inked on both sides. So this kind of gives you that shiplap look. And so I'm just lining them all up. And then I'm just going to cover my entire top of my other tag in adhesive. So I just put lots on and then I'm just going to layer them up and build it on. So you've got that definition happening with that inking that we did. You can see it right there. So turned out really cool. It's such a neat technique. And I'm just figuring out which of the critters I want to use and which sentiment. So I'm going and where I want it. I'm going to use that little fox. And I'm also going to use that Believe in the Miracle of Christmas sentiment. So just figuring out where I wanted to place it, if I wanted it at the top or the bottom. And I'm going to ink up the sentiment in Evergreen ink. So I'm just seasoning my stamp by rubbing it on my skin because I don't know that I had used that one before. And then just stamping it down on there. I found that this stamp wasn't stamping as nicely, so I just stamped it straight down instead of having the foam on it. It seemed to stamp better that way. And this is where I grabbed out the little bear from the Jubilee Crew that I had already stamped out. I also had the little reindeer, and they would be really cute on here too. So they're stamped in on toffee paper with intense black ink. So I'm just going to color in this bear using the lightest shade of the True Blue blend and the lightest and the darkest shade of the Dark Red blend to do his sweater. And then I just outlined him in the lightest shade of the Brown Gray blend, tri-blend marker. So you can see that would be really cute on that tag, on the bigger tag. But I decided to put him on a smaller one. So I'm going to do the same thing, cutting at 1/2 inch, and some of them are at about 3/4 of an inch for that one as well. And I'm again inking the edges with the Pebble ink and doing the same thing. So I thought this was a really cute way to do a tag. And I love how it turned out. So just lining that all up, and then I'm just going to add some thin 3D foam tape to the back of that little bear. And I debated a sentiment on there, but decided that I wasn't going to put one on. There just wasn't as much room. So I've stamped out the fox in intense black ink on a scrap piece of white cardstock. I've colored the little cheeks in with the lightest shade of the pale pink blend. And then I am coloring this fox in using the tan. And I used the darkest shade of the tan blend. And I wasn't really happy with this color. Now that I'm watching this looks better than it was, but I decided to actually go over and add in some more color. So when I did some other foxes, I found that the Paprika Shimmer Brush is a really lovely fox color. So I went over this with the Paprika Shimmer Brush. So it added a nice shimmer to it, and I think it made the fox pop a lot more. So you can color with your shimmer brushes, and they add that sparkle as well as some nice intense color. Now there are a few shimmer brushes that are in the Cyber Monday sale as well. And then I am coloring in the little scarf, and I'm going to color in his little, I'm calling it a shirt, but really I guess it was his tummy, with the lightest or the medium shade and the dark shade of the dull green blend, tri-blend marker. And I put his nose in the black, and then I am coloring in his cheeks with the lightest shade of the gold brown blend. So, and the rest of his tail. And I think he turned out really cute. Then I grabbed my microchip nonstick scissors, and I just fussy cut him out, leaving a border, a little bit of a white border around him. Now, when you leave a white border like this, it really helps it. If you trim right against the black line, you'll see every little mistake, whereas if you leave a white border, it really hides those imperfections when you're fussy cutting. I am not a fantastic fussy cutter, but you can't even tell the difference really in the little bits when you get it all cut out like that. So just adding some thin 3D foam tape to the back of this little fox as well, and popping him up on there. Really cute. I'll come back and add some ribbon after. Now I'm stacking 4 layers of this tag, so you can line up that window portion and it'll just cut out that portion on the main tag, which is fantastic. So I'm making a little window. You can make this a shaker as well, but I would put the acetate between the top layer and the top 2 layers of that window. And you might want to build it up a little bit more depending on what you're putting in your shaker. The nice thing is if you do that, then you don't have to use foam tape. Now I'm just marking where the bottom of that bottom window is, because I want to get my tree so that it's mostly on the left-hand side. I don't want it centered. I want it mostly on the left-hand side so that you can see it more. So I'm just kind of stamping it so that my trunk is down there. Now, I should have stamped it a little bit lower, but I didn't. And I stamped the little star. And now, so that was in intense black ink. And then I am stamping the layer of the tree. And I did it in 2nd generation of Evergreen. And then I'm going to stamp the little trunk piece. And I'm going to do it in Espresso ink. And I'm going to do it in 2nd generation as well. I just loved how that shading worked. And then I was going to stamp the star, but I decided to get out my Gilt gloss spray. And I put some on a little thing, and I just painted it on and added little ornaments with it with a paintbrush. So it was really fun. It's really has a nice shine to it as well. And then I decided I wanted to just sponge in a little bit of Ballerina ink around it, just so that it wasn't stark white. It just gives it a little bit of a glow and stuff. It's kind of hard to see on the camera and even in the still shots, but you can see it better in person. And then I'm just gluing that piece on with the glue, and I have a little banner that I already had cut from a different project, and so I'm just stamping up the Oh Christmas Tree in the Evergreen ink and adding a little doodle mark. I didn't like how the doodle turned out on the one side, and it was a little too long, so I just trimmed it down and added another little doodle. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue to glue that on. just easier to line it up there. And then to finish it all off, I decided to add a little bit of the loose snowflake sequins on to all 3 projects. I'm just adding 3 to each of them with my pickup tool and my blue liquid adhesive. And then it's just adding some ribbon. So I'm using some retired ribbon from my stash. I'm using the white and gold ribbon. And then I ended up using a little bit of jute twine that I had on hand as well for the other one. So I hope you liked these tags, and let me know if you like them by liking this video. And if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell as well. There's some still shots coming up, and you can find the supplies for these on my website. The stuff that is in the Cyber Monday sale is, of course, will supplies last. But this buildable tag set is new in the core catalog, and you can find it all year long. So it's a really fun one, and there'll be lots of projects coming up with it. So I'd love to know which one of these tags is your favorite, and the list of supplies is all in the description box. Have a good day. God bless. Bye.